6:31, so we're going to get started. Welcome to our March meeting, everybody. And calling the meeting to order. As you can see, we have updated our slides to match our new logo and the colors from our logo. Actually, Holly did this work for us this month. Thank you, Holly, because it probably wouldn't have gotten done if it had been just me doing it.
You're welcome.
I would have put the logo in and let it go with that. All right, so first thing on the agenda, how do I get my page? There we go. Welcome. Do we have anybody new tonight or visiting?
Denise, I'm new.
Hi, Denise.
Hi, all. I'm a new member, getting used to having to sign on to online meetings. So
Well, welcome.
thank you.
Okay. First things first, these are our supporters and sponsors and people that we are associated with. So make sure to, if you need prints or you need to get something framed, Digital Pro Lab and Fireworks both do a great job and they are our sponsors. And then there's a lot of other companies out there that we are associated with. And then the Greater New Braunfels Arts Council, they are out there to basically help us as well as all the other arts as much as possible to get the word out as to what we're doing in New Braunfels and around. This is our webpage, our New Braunfels Photographic Society webpage. You can find our bylaws, minutes, assignment themes, the galleries, all of that stuff's out there on our webpage. And now it's underneath there. I can't see it, but maybe you can see it down at the bottom. Well, maybe not. I guess I'm not where I thought I was. Come on, page. There we go. This is our, what is this? This is our Meetup page. We have 3 or 4 different places where we try to get communication out to people. This is one of them. There are all kinds of activities that go on, and oftentimes they are posted on this page. They're also posted on our regular Facebook page. This is our YouTube channel. And our meetings are videoed since, well, I think January of this year, or maybe December of last year, we started videoing our meetings and posting them out there for those folks who cannot make it to the meeting. This is our, I'm going back to our our regular page. And our minutes are all posted out here from each meeting. After each meeting, the minutes are posted, and in between meetings, we are all supposed to be responsible to go out and review them so that we can vote on them in the following meeting. So we, this month, are voting on the February minutes, and I need a motion to approve.
I move we approve.
Thank you, Dennis. And a second?
I'll second.
Hi, Holly. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I can't see everybody. I'm assuming everybody said aye. Didn't hear any nays. Okay, so they are approved to move forward. All right. Treasurer's report. Sharon, I'm going to hand it over to you for a sec.
All right, we had started the month of February with $2,447.04. We didn't have, I didn't make any deposits in February. So we had the 20 cents that's interest was our only income. Expenses also is a zero, although as I'll tell you later, I did write a check. It just hasn't cleared yet. So we ended the month with $2,447.24. There's an outstanding check for membership in the Greater New Braunfels Art Council for $60, check number 1052. I assume that will clear in March here. And I have $200 worth of checks that are being deposited in March. So those will show up. Those are for memberships, new memberships. So those will show up in the March, in the next month. So we're doing fine as far as our treasury. Any questions?
Oh, it looks good.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so club business, our old business, the first thing, just a reminder, if anyone has not already paid their dues, they are now past due. And in order to participate in our challenges each month, you need to get these paid. And these are the ways that you can pay, either by Venmo or mail a check to Sharon. And this is, I think it's posted on our webpage as well as in all of the minutes from the last couple of months. All right, Dennis, the inter-club competition. I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Okay.
Have some news about that.
Yeah, well, we've completed 2 of the 3 rounds for the club competition. And we got the results of the second round back a week or so ago. At the end of the second round, we're tied for second place in our group. So we moved up a bunch since the first round. And 2 of the people that we submitted for the second round got awards. Both Scott Stevens and Jeff Newton received honorable mention, and I've sent them their ribbons. I don't know whether they've got them yet or not, but they're on their way. The third round, the selection committee is going to meet on Wednesday to pick the pictures, the 6 pictures that we're going to send in for the third round. We should get the results of that back probably sometime in May, and that'll complete the rounds. That's all 3 rounds for the year. So we should get our final standing also in May. And then the next year's interclub competition will start in next November. Let's see. Oh, the monthly judging for March has gone to PSA. The judge is Bill Buchanan, who's from the Greater Detroit Club, Greater Detroit Camera Club. I talked to him yesterday. He's got all the pictures, and he should finish his judging in a week or so and get those results back to us. The only other thing I have is last year in June, we did a digital competition that was judged by PSA. Well, I would suggest that we do it again this year, but we'll bring it up at the next board meeting, and they'll have to decide on a time and a theme for that. And that's about all I've got, I guess.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. It sounds good. Congratulations to everybody that made it into the last round. Scores were really good, and congratulations to the ribbon receivers for honorable mention. And I'm really proud of this group. Number 2 is very exciting.
Yeah, if we're lucky, we'll get number 1 next time.
It will be, but even number 2 is very exciting. That's impressive. Okay, just a reminder, the iconic New Braunfels 175th art show is coming up. Daryl, are you here?
I don't see.
Okay. All right, that's coming up. The photographs or any other art entries are due next Monday. And they'll be at the art gallery for about a month through April 17th or 18th, I think, the 18th on Sunday is when people will be picking them back up. So if you're interested in that, entering there's a perspective and all the instructions and the fees and all the information is on the New Braunfels Art League's webpage. Actually, there's a link here for some of the information once it's posted. Okay, so the Greater New Braunfels Art League, there's a couple things going on with them. They have been doing a senior Saturday that we were trying to pull something together. Victor was working on something. But that senior Saturday event has been put on pause for the time being due to it's still kind of we've still been having some yucky weather out. So there hasn't been a lot of interest. So she's postponing it for a while. It'll probably come back when spring hits. So if anyone's interested in that, it's at the Comal headwaters, and you can look that up either on the Greater New Braunfels Art Council, or you can find out more about the headwaters if you just Google that, the New Comal headwaters. The other thing that's going on is they're in the planning and putting together stages for the arts festival, which in the past there has been several different events that have been on different weekends. And this year they are combining all of that into one weekend. So there'll be a reception early evening on Friday for any of the artists that are selling their wares inside the grounds. There will be a dinner with the arts, which you have to have a ticket to go to, with music and entertainment. All day Saturday and Sunday will be the arts festivals, where we have participated in the past, and currently we still plan to do that. It will not be in green like it normally was before. It's going to also be at the Comal headwaters. And they'll have entertainment and lots of things going on that day as well. We're planning to have a booth, so we will need someone to chair the volunteers to kind of organize that and make sure that the booth is covered for the entire weekend. And then there's other things that if you want to participate, there's other things that you can get involved in, but we're focusing on the photography end of it. From our standpoint this year, they would like us to photograph the event, the different booths, photograph the winners of whoever wins. I don't know what kind of awards they have, but it'll be like the most creative booth or things like that. So we'll photograph the winners. And then we are trying to, Victor and I've started talking about this a little bit, but we need to put together some kind of a photography competition for Saturday. And it's supposed to include youth and on. So we're going to have to figure out how to do that, if we want to ask people to submit prior to, or if we want to do something similar to what they do down in San Antonio for the day. And then also on Sunday, they're doing a lot of other things. All of their other events that they normally spread out throughout the year is all going to take place on that day. It's going to be a busy weekend, it sounds like. Is there anyone that is interested in chairing our committee to get our volunteers organized? So think about it and let us know. Okay, that one's paused. Open discussion, anything that we have not talked about that's coming up, that's new, we need to know about?
I have a question.
Okay,
I'm sorry I had to step away. I had a pipe burst a couple weeks ago and am still trying to coordinate that repair. So the guy just called me. What you brought out tonight, all the different fairs and competitions, is that on like a website that I can go back to and look at?
we will be posting this meeting, this video on
Uh-huh.
our website, or I mean on our YouTube page. And then we normally do list all of those activities that are coming up on our webpage. You sometimes may see them on our Facebook page. Did you find us on our Facebook page?
I don't remember, quite frankly.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I'm really challenged with the computer. So I'm still, Facebook kind of blends in with everything else right now. I just, I knew your title, the name of the organization, and that's pretty much how I found you.
Okay. Okay. So if you can find our webpage, and it'll be on, well, let's see. If you can find our webpage, just Google the New Braunfels Photographic Society. The links to the other pages should be on there. Am I correct, Holly?
Yes, they're all on the homepage. The meetings and minutes will have a link to this video probably tomorrow. And then we also have a page called upcoming events that will have all of these events listed. It has the ones for the New Braunfels Art League, some local galleries that have calls for entry, the Fall into Arts Festival. Everything is listed there with links.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Holly. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Let's see. Had to think about why I put this in here. So February 2021 assignment photographs and color photographs. The assignment was negative space, and the color photographs did not have to be under that category. Were sent to PSA for judging, and those results are now posted on our Facebook page. So you can go out and see the score and the critique for everyone's photos that were submitted for the challenge and for the color. This month for March, the straight out of camera challenge and the color have been submitted. And as Dennis said, we should be getting those back in another week or so, maybe 2 weeks. And Matt Cohen has actually judged some of our stuff before, and he does a pretty good job. Okay, if there's nothing else, I don't have any new business. If there's nothing else, we're going to move into reviewing our photos. And this month's assignment was straight out of camera. So each individual will have a couple minutes to tell us how they got their photo. First one is Greg. Are you here? Whoops.
Yeah, I'm here. This is a picture of my grandparents, and on Valentine's Day, it was their 74th wedding anniversary. So my brother got them flowers, my sister got them balloons, and I wanted to take a picture of them. So took this in their garage, one off-camera flash behind them towards the wall, and I put a fractal prism in front of the camera lens and slid my red slider all the way to the right, and took about 40 pictures. That's all they could really were up for, and each one was totally different, but I thought this one came out the best.
So how did you get it to do this with the refractor? that you put in front of your lens?
Yeah, like it's a prism. The brand name's called Fractal, and you can find them on Amazon. And you just slightly move it and it will create a totally different image. Like, I took 40 and probably 35 of them were completely different from each other. So you just totally get something different every time.
Greg, does that provide the color as well as the actual image?
No, I put thanks. I put a red gel in front of my off-camera flash, and I had a grid on the flash. Like they were only about 3 feet from the wall, and then the flash just created about a 3 foot by 3 foot little dapple light behind them. But I did slide I increased my red inside my camera all the way, which I would have done in post, if the opportunity was there. So I just had to do that ahead of time to get, as bright a red that was.
So did you print this picture for them?
Not yet, because of the bad weather and all the craziness of February. I actually didn't get to take this until about a week after that. So I am gonna print for me and them. So they haven't really seen it yet. So I'm excited to show them as soon as I get it printed.
Yeah, they'll be pleased, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's pretty. I like it a lot.
Thanks.
Very unique.
It's probably the most creative straight out of camera shot I've ever seen.
Oh,
Right.
thank you.
It's like,
Well-
how?
Yeah. If anybody's interested, Fractal is the brand name. You can find them on Amazon. They come in packs of 3, and it's just barely big enough to it's a couple inches bigger than your lens. And there's 3 different shapes of prisms. So I haven't used all of them yet. So yeah, I'm anxious to keep trying and use different gels and just see all the different, and like I said, I shot this in their garage. So, I mean, you don't need a wonderful space to get a cool picture. So that's the main benefit I see.
Okay. This one's mine. This guy's name is Bitzel, and he lives on the Riley Ranch in Johnson City. So if anyone's interested in just a short little day trip, this place rents like 2-hour slots for like $35, and they have a bunch of different animals there, chickens and peacocks and horse and pony, goats, all kinds of things live there. And so I just decided to go spend a day or, a couple of hours. And it was kind of an overcast day, part of the day. It's actually, I thought it was going to get rained out. But I just set my ISO at automatic, and it ended up being about 4,000 for this particular photograph. And I used, I set my f-stop at 2.8, and just on a quick snap, 1/3200. So he wasn't really moving very much as far as that goes, as far as animals go, but the wind was kind of blowing. So, and even though he wasn't moving like his body, he kind of trembles a little bit. So you can movement in his feathers. He trembles, and I think that's meant to scare off the other animals so that he can eat too. So it was kind of interesting. I've never really been that up close and personal with a peacock before, but they were very friendly.
Very beautiful, very sharp.
It is beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, Donna.
This is unreal.
Is Donna here? I don't think she's here.
Doesn't look like she's in the participant list.
Okay. All right, well, we're going to skip on then. Daryl. He's not here either, is he?
Shoot.
I know. I
Well,
want
I like this. Double exposure, I'm sure, but I would have loved to have heard more of his story of how he did it.
Yes. Okay. Patricia?
I'm here.
Good.
Uh, I took this with my little Fuji X-T20. I use an 80mm macro lens. This was what I call BTF, before the freeze. I went out to the botanical garden and took this shot. They always had a lot of big containers full of multicolored flowers, but I happen to like this because they're complementary colors. And what my Fuji has film simulation that I can use. So I used auto white balance and then Provia standard for the film simulation. I did a +1 on sharpness, +1 on highlights, tone, and a -1 on noise reduction within camera.
Beautiful,
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Suzanne? I'm not sure she's here either.
Doesn't look like it.
It's a nice picture. It's a very nice picture.
Mm-hmm. The icicle. Frank?
I'm here.
Okay,
So-
good.
So this was also at the Botanical Garden, and just wanted to, as the assignment was to learn some new settings or different settings in my camera. So I switched it over to monochrome, black and white, and then changed the perspective to 4x5 instead of the normal 2x3. And this is a giant Dune or Dune. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but the composition just struck me. One note, I found a composition that I really liked there, and I went back 4 times to try and get it, but I just couldn't get the depth of field that I wanted for something to enter into this contest. So I finally gave up on straight out of camera, and I shot a whole bunch using focus stacking, and hopefully we'll see that one in a competition sometime soon.
Good, good. This one has pretty good depth of field, though. That's lovely, the way it brings your eye in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right to the center, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Albert?
I really like this one.
I don't think he's here tonight either.
Okay, wow, we have kind of a small group tonight.
Do we have one member that doesn't have a name, just a phone number? So I'm not sure. But I don't think Albert's here.
Okay. Do we know who the 636-448?
Hi, that's Tony. I don't have audio for my computer, so I'm
Okay.
on the webinar on my computer, but I'm on my phone for audio.
Okay, thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
All right, moving on. Tony, you're next.
Okay, so I guess there were a lot of us at the Botanical Gardens. My wife and I went there for the first time over the weekend, and since we still consider ourselves new to the area, since we haven't had a chance to go to a lot of places, so we took advantage. And this is after the freeze. It's inside at where a lot of the orchids and that are. So the most thing I liked about this is it kind of looks like, if you look into the center of it, it almost looks like a bird. So other than that, I don't know, it's not as vivid as I would have liked, but I just like the formation of the inside of the flower looking like a bird.
Very nice.
Yes. Interesting. Barbara.
Yes, we took a trip to Port Aransas for our anniversary a couple of weeks ago, and I just try to keep my eye open for something that felt like I could compose and do a decent straight out of the camera shot. And I was at the Leona Turnbull Birding Center, and this lone spoonbill just kind of flew in, and I just kind of like the way it turned out and the colors and everything. And it just stood there and posed for me.
Beautiful.
Sharp. It's
It is,
good.
yeah, it sure is.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You got the little catch light in the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Brian? I don't think Brian's here either.
He is here. Let's see.
Is?
I think he needs.
Okay,
Maybe he needs to unmute.
Sorry.
there you are. Okay, got it.
Sorry about that. Well, this handsome fellow belongs to another fellow photographer. And on my Nikon also has film simulations. And ironically, one of the film simulations is the old D3 camera. So anyway, I got down to the level of the sad-eyed pup and focused on his eyes. And he looks like he's daydreaming. The lighting was under roof, so it was nice, soft lighting and pretty simple, straightforward. The only hard part about the photograph is getting up after being
I
down
can
on the
relate with
ground.
that.
Well, that's
Oh,
funny.
okay.
He's a sweet creature and you captured him beautifully.
Yeah.
He or
Thank you.
she, I don't know if it's a female or male, but lovely dog.
Andy.
Oh, sorry. This was taken during the Snowmageddon outside, looking outside one of my windows to my loquat tree. And I used my Olympus camera with one of its art settings. And I think that was illustrated or something like that. I'm not absolutely sure. I'm not happy with the big white spot right in the middle, but couldn't do anything about that. So that's what it came up with.
I think it's a nice abstract. I like it.
Mm-hmm. It looks really artistic, like a painting almost.
I thought it looked like good wallpaper, maybe.
You have like a graphic novel.
Yes.
Thanks.
Ralph? I don't think Ralph's here either.
Is everybody?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Must be a party somewhere we're missing.
Yeah. All right, Eric.
Love that.
I do. Too.
Yes.
That's cool.
Love this.
So took the picture of my girlfriend's guitar, and she had the Texas flag wood piece in her front yard, and was playing with overlay in my camera, and then decided it would be just easier to compose with the double exposure or the multiple exposure. But it was interesting to play with both of those settings.
Beautiful.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Very nice.
Marty.
Yeah, this was taken just from the back deck at our house, and we've just been getting a lot of beautiful, beautiful sunsets here, and I've been taking just a lot of pictures of them, moving the camera around, and just getting different views of the light. The light changes so quickly at this time of year, and this was one of them.
It's beautiful. You should send it into KSAT. They are always looking for pretty sunsets and sunrises.
Beautiful, beautiful sky, beautiful sky.
The waves in the clouds just add so much story and
It's like the
movement.
sky is on fire.
Thank you.
Holly.
Well, I didn't do anything creative. I just pointed and shot.
So it worked out well.
Very inspired by everyone who played around with settings and multiple exposures, and I just haven't had the time or energy to do that. But this is in my backyard. It was, I think, in February. It's just really pretty light. It was near sunset, and we have this little blossom is maybe between a 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch big. It's teeny tiny. And so I did not get down on the ground. I put my camera in live view and did flip the screen out so I could capture it in focus. And I think the light just made it. I thought the light was so pretty, and got lucky that all my settings were perfect, and that was the shot. So easy.
Worked out.
That stands out nice against the blurring of the surrounding. It's very cute.
Yeah, I would probably, if I could work on it in post, I would darken it just a little bit, especially the yellow. And then there's that little imperfection in the leaf right at the base of the flower. I would probably clone that imperfection out. It's really hard not to process a picture, isn't it?
Yes. Absolutely is difficult. I wanted to make the peacock even brighter than he was. And oh, it was hard not to. Okay, so this month's winner is Donna.
Oh,
The butterfly farm.
She's not here, too bad.
I know.
And I do know that she took that just recently in Ecuador.
Oh, really?
Yes. I wanted to ask her about the flower because it's such an unusual color.
And that's straight out of the camera. So that's the color.
You'd think it was a white balance issue or something, but the admiral, the butterfly, is so clearly the right color that I figured that flower must be the right color. But okay, so I'll be sending Donna a promo code for this picture.
Thank you, Sharon. All right, black and white photos. Albert's not here, but I like this photograph. I think that's Brett Graham, maybe. And that's over in green. Holly.
Beautiful.
This is an older picture, and I wish I could remember what the flowers were, but they're very waxy material. Some of our floral botanists in the group will probably know what they are, but I found the texture of the back of them really interesting and wanted to get some feedback from PSA. If I don't remember if we're submitting black and white or not, but looking at it now, I can see there's like this one little stem right on the edge of the left-hand side that I should have cloned out that's leaving a shadow that's bugging me looking at it now, but I like the way the light was hitting it. And
yeah,
I don't know, do you think it could use more contrast? It's a little flat. What do you guys think?
Very pretty.
No, I like it.
Very soft looking. I kind of like it because it's a soft feel to it.
Right. I think you're right about that stem. I would clone that out too. And if you did anything, maybe brighten the white a little bit, but I wouldn't do much to it at all.
I might play around with that some more in the future.
Yeah, I don't know if you could, because there is a little pattern on the back of those petals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to make sure I really
be careful.
Yeah, I wouldn't do too much to it though. It's I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You can tell that they're kind of waxy when you look in close around the stem.
They have a plasticky look on
Tiny.
them.
Yeah. Okay, this was mine. This was also at the Riley Ranch, and the stuff was just there. So I kind of followed the straight out of camera for everything that I did this month. And I just turned my settings to black and white and check this picture. So
Lots of good texture.
Yeah.
But you want to take the stems out, don't you?
Yes, they're kind of annoying, but you know,
You know,
I
I've
couldn't get
decided
away.
that
Yeah, I couldn't-
post-processing is a drug. If you
Yes.
listen, we want everything to be perfect now. It's just like we can't accept what's in front of us.
right.
If maybe you had moved around, you could have taken a picture of the skull.
Yeah,
without
maybe,
putting
but
it in front of it.
yeah, but I kind of liked these rocks and, you know, all the stuff around it.
It almost
So,
looks like he's laying down. I kind of like that too. but-
yeah.
I'm going to
And,
be the
you
devil's
know-
advocate. I even like the twigs.
Yeah, I mean, it is what, you know, you're out in the middle of nowhere, basically, and it was winter and things are just now starting to green up. Actually, this was early February, it's before the snow. So there was a lot of dead stuff around. I mean, I suppose I could have pulled those stems out of the way, which I have done before, but I just, you know,
It's a
I had
very nice-
chickens.
I like the composition though. I truly do.
Yeah, thank you. I had chickens following me around too, so I had to be careful. See, there's a chicken right there. Do you see the chicken over in the background? You're allowed to feed them and they have buckets of grain and stuff, so they follow you, which
Oh,
is
my goodness.
fun, but they can be kind of a little bit of a pain too. So throw some grain away and get out of the way. Barbara.
Beautiful.
Yes, this was a sunrise at Port Aransas, and the sun broke through the clouds, and I just liked the way that it reflected on the waves. It was just so peaceful.
Pretty shot, very pretty.
Very nice.
Where was this shot?
Port Aransas on the beach.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with that. Okay.
It came out, I like the way it came out with black and white also. I mean, it was pretty with the blues, but it really turned out nice in black and white.
Probably more striking. The light's more striking probably in black and white.
Greg.
Greg.
He's not here.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
not. He was here a little bit ago.
He was.
Yeah, I'm here.
My bad.
Oh,
I
he's here.
All good. Shot this at the McNay Art Museum down there in San Antonio. Little staircase that goes nowhere. It goes to the bottom of a fountain. Maintenance staircase. Wanted to show off the bride's dress without making it too obvious, so had them pretending step and repeat like they were walking up the stairs. It was a 2-light setup, one camera left and then shining down on them, and then one behind the groom to illuminate because it was pretty dark down that way. And yeah, that's all I got.
Nice, wonderful person.
It does show off her dress. Very pretty.
It's pretty.
Thanks.
Brian.
Sorry, I had to unmute. You there now?
Yes.
All right. So this was taken a couple of years ago. My first and only visit to Yosemite. This was my first day, the first morning in the parking lot at Tunnel View, and all the fog was and mist was beginning to lift. And I just saw in black and white all these wonderful tones. And being in Ansel Adams territory, I thought, well, I'd try my hand at black and white, and that is the results.
Beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yes.
A stunning image.
Thank you.
Fabulous.
It really is really nice.
Fabulous.
Okay. Ralph is not here. Daryl is not here. Frank is here.
I am here, yes. And so this is again at the Botanical Garden. I thought this was just kind of a neat plant to take a photo of. It becomes like a pattern for me. I was kind of hoping Ralph would be here to tell me I needed a vignette on it.
We can tell you need a vignette.
So yeah, that was a beautiful plant.
Yeah, cool.
That is, you can use that as a background.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Very nice.
Eric.
This was me being bored during the snowed in time, and even though I didn't have power, I had power for my flashes to work. So that's what I did.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Just
I
happened
love the competition or composition and the contrast. It's beautiful.
Yes.
There's lots of texture.
Yeah, I just happened to have bought some sunflowers at HEB before all this happened. It was like, better take pictures of them before they wilt.
The neat thing about sunflowers, even sometimes when they're wilted, they are like really interesting compositions. So
And
Very
they're
true.
pretty from the back too. Not all flowers are, but I like the sunflowers from the back.
I really like that one. It's got a lot of depth to it.
Thank you.
A lot of texture. Sandy.
okay, this was another snow day when it was really coming down pretty hard. This is another straight out of camera shot with my Olympus. Again, an art setting that did it in black and white. And it was shot through an iron gate that comes into my little courtyard. And I don't know, I thought it was kind of a cool abstract.
I do too.
Very nice. Has a motion blur style.
Yeah, the snow was coming down pretty hard, and and like I say, I didn't change the settings or anything. It was just the particular setting, that the way that the camera did it.
Beautiful.
All right, on to color. Brian?
Well, this was taken, unfortunately, they've closed the old Dick's Car Garage Museum. And I saw this Cadillac with sweeping tail fins, and I added, the wall was yellow, but I thought the pink would kind of contrast good against the blue. Other than that, it's pretty much straight out of the camera.
That was a fun place to go. It's too bad they closed.
I know.
It's a nice, sharp picture. I like
Yeah,
it.
it is. Looks
Thank
like
you.
straight out of an advertisement.
Yeah.
Patricia?
Yes, that was supposed to be a straight out of camera, but the devil got behind me and said, "You got to crop this." So, and the shutter speed was 1/500th, f-stop was 8, and ISO was 200. And then I did the film simulation, and this time I did pro negative standard. If I hadn't gotten that close, the little bee wouldn't have shown up very well. And I had +1 sharpness, +1 highlight tone, and -1 noise reduction. So I regret that I had to crop it, but I'd do it again.
Yeah.
I like the way.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Yeah,
Thanks.
the composition. I like it. Eric.
Lovely.
Oh, wow. This is another one of those ones you could use at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and coffee cups evidently are a thing. And the funny thing is, I don't drink coffee, so.
Really?
So this is another HEB flowers on a white background, and I do buy a 50-cent cup of coffee to pour into the cup, so I have something there. But just to seen something similar somewhere else, and I said, well, I want to recreate that, and that's what I came up with.
Very nice.
So did you take the coffee home and to do that?
Yes.
That's funny.
There's no links he won't go to for his art.
That's right.
Well, it wasn't Starbucks because it wouldn't have been 50 cents.
Exactly.
Greg.
A couple of years ago, I worked Fleet Week in New York City, and Katy Perry was the performer, and she did like 20 songs or whatnot. And they were scheduled to be about 3,000 sailors there, but only a couple hundred showed up. So was able to get really close and walk around. I had the biggest camera there, so I got backstage. Her security guards didn't question me or anything. It was pretty cool. I mean, you walk around with the camera, you get VIP access. But yeah, this is before I probably took 200 photos and only about 3 came out correctly. This is before I knew how to take a picture. But I liked how this came out.
Yeah,
It is good.
Before you knew how to take a picture and it turns out that good.
Well, 1% of the photos came out. So there's, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, any of mine, that's about it.
I know. I'm lucky if 1% of mine come out.
Yeah. What is the saying? Ever so often a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Yep.
I've done that many times.
It's good. I like that. It's fun. You had to have some kind of special access because they won't even hardly let you take cameras in those places.
Yeah. Well, I was working for Pepsi and we were the primary sponsor. So, I mean, they didn't care where we walked around. So that helped out.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Mhm. Carol's not here. Ralph is not here, but that is really cool. I like off of the water.
Can't see Ralph. There you go. Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, this one's mine. This was also at the ranch. This guy's name is Little Moosey. Have no idea why. They had a little corral with 3 little goats in it that you're allowed to go into the corral and feed them. And a couple of them were a little bit more aggressive than the others. So you had to kind of spread it out a little because, you know, they wouldn't let the others in. And it was difficult. So this guy, I think he was really wanting more than just alfalfa.
Goats are so cute. They really are fun.
They are. They have such good personalities. They're like dogs.
Yeah, yeah, I love that picture. I think that's he's just so funny.
I love the tilt to his head and that the grass is kind of tilting the same ways.
Yeah. And he has it all over his face where I probably threw it. And the others are back here trying to, you know.
Get in there, yeah.
Yeah. Holly.
Oh, this is mine. I took this at the San Antonio photo tournament in 2019. So this is straight out of camera. This is because that's what the whole tournament is straight out of camera challenge. And it's just a little, I think it's a hoverfly and not a fly, but I can't swear. But he did have really green eyes that kind of matched, kind of green yellow eyes that kind of matched foliage. So I would probably darken down some of the yellow tones in it. But I thought for straight out of camera, it was pretty good. And it was a little teeny tiny subject. So I'm proud of that capture.
I'd be proud too. I don't blame you.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Good.
I really like the way you leave a lot of the foliage there and not just crop in tight on them. Like, you know, some people, I would be tempted to, you know, think, oh, I need to crop in really tight. But I really love the way that you let all the color and everything you know, and then just have that little subject. It's cool.
Thank you.
It leaves room for it helps us to see how small the insect is in
Yeah.
reference to the leaf.
Exactly. Perspective. It's then you can see just how big or small the insect is in relation to the surroundings.
What kind of lens were you using here?
That is a Nikkor 105mm macro.
Wow, nice.
And I was really close.
Yeah.
I kept creeping out a little bit. I would take another shot and I would go a little closer, another shot, and a little closer, another shot.
Beautiful.
Trying to keep from scaring him off.
Yeah.
So the size of it really forces you to hone in right on the fly, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Barbara. Barbara?
Out of the 3 days that we were in Port Aransas, I only made one sunset. And we had gone out to eat, and when I came out, I could see the sun was going to go down. And so we tried to get over to where I could get the sun over the water, the sunset over the water. And so this is at Charlie's pasture. And I just love the way that the sun reflected on the water. But I also wanted to get a little bit of the rocks in the foreground.
That's really nice.
Pretty peaceful.
It was very peaceful.
The reflection really pulls all the colors of the sky with it.
Good point.
Sandy.
Well, we had Homer brought these pears in from the grocery store, and I just thought they were too pretty to eat them until I took a picture of them. So, you know, I like still life, so this one has got a good bit of layering of textures and things on it. It's definitely not straight out of camera, but I just like playing around with that sort of thing. And
it looks like it could be a magazine shot.
Yeah.
A lot of nice strong colors in them.
They were very pretty pears.
Yeah.
Didn't have to do much with the color of them.
I think the texture you chose is perfect complement for the fruit and the plate and the cloth. Well done.
Yeah.
The background too.
I had a hard time knowing exactly how to crop it and how to compose it with the dish and everything. That's still giving me a little bit of to work on that.
Albert, he's not here. But that's kind of cute.
It is. Yeah.
Dennis.
Yeah, that's the Zugspitze. It's the tallest mountain in Germany, right on the border with Austria. And I like the different layers in the picture and the houses leading up to the mountain. But we were lucky. We used to live close to the bottom of that thing for 2 years. So it's a beautiful view.
This is excellent, Dennis. This is beautiful.
The colors are just stunning.
Go ahead.
Well, it has this, depending on the day and the weather, it can look like it's far away, or it can look like you can reach out and touch it from our balcony window. It's just a magnificent mountain.
Dennis, you were stationed at Garmisch?
Yeah, right. The Army has a Western Institute there, so we're going to school there for 2 years.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it?
Somebody had to do it.
and in the wintertime,
Serving his country. He was serving his country.
the wintertime during the ski season, you get as long as you take your kids skiing, you get the afternoon off and free passes to go skiing. So it's
Cool.
Right.
2 years.
Yeah, life is good.
We were up at Bitburg, but I came down there as often as I could. I loved it. I thought this is probably as close to heaven as I'll ever get.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, the whole village is surrounded by mountains on all four sides. It's
Wow. Gorgeous.
It is.
All right. We have finished 3 months of this year already, if you can believe that. So next month is glass. Think you can interpret that pretty much any way you want to. Just needs to be something glass for April. And I have nothing else. We flew through it tonight.
okay. Bye, everybody.
Bedtime for Dennis.
I was gonna say, that was quick, Dennis.
It says end of meeting. I see it right there.
Yeah, look at that. Okay.
Well, I have a tongue-in-cheek complaint.
Okay.
I have been a member of this club for a little over a year, and my skills have improved dramatically, which means that as I learn more and see more great work on these monthly meetings and elsewhere, I become more and more demanding of myself and my work. And because of that, I'm getting more and more frustrated because I can't get what I want, and I end up deleting 95% of what I shoot. So I hope you all feel my pain in this.
Yeah.
Frank, you have no idea. I went through 3 years of a major funk and decided this year I had to just start shooting again for fun. So I'm doing a Project 365 and shooting every single day, and I chop off feet and I miss focus, but I'm actually capturing memories again. And it's actually shooting more frequently and trying to let go of the imperfections is making it more fun again. And then when I do get something I really like, I'm really proud of it. And they're starting to get better the more I'm shooting. Like just snapshot stuff is starting to get better. So I totally feel you. Like you have no idea.
You know what, guys? Thank you for saying that, because I'm in the center of this funk. Since I've been here in San Antonio, it's been almost 3 years. I'm part of a photography group. I am really learning a lot. And so I feel so inferior. I'm really having to struggle when I see your work. I feel like, oh, but mine just doesn't compare. And I'm having to really battle picking up my camera and believing in myself. So thank you for what you share. You know, I thought of doing the 365 thing, just every day doing something. So thank you for that input, because I needed to hear that.
Absolutely. And I think that there are a lot of really good photographers in this group, but there's a whole lot of us, and I'm one of them, that I've only been taking pictures from a standpoint of wanting to improve, as opposed to just snapshot and recording family stuff, you know, when the kids were little. And I know exactly what you're talking about. I know that I've learned a lot. I think I've been in this group now for maybe close to 3 years, maybe 2.5 to 3 years. And every month I'm like, dang it. They're just not good, but it's as good as I can do at this point. But I do know that it's better than it was last year, and it's better than it was the year before. So I am learning a lot, and I forget a lot too. So
That's my problem. My forgetter works real well.
oh yeah, mine too. Like I know what to do, but dang it, I can't figure this out. Now I have to go get my darn manual out and figure out how to do what I want to do, because I can't remember how to set my camera the way I want to.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
Well, I appreciate the fact that the pictures are being sent off to be judged elsewhere as well. It's kind of like they don't know any of us from Adam.
Exactly. I like that too, because I feel like we all kind of know each other and we all kind of know what to expect from each other. And I like getting someone's opinion from outside the group. And they judge us more technically sometimes than what we do, even though we have some people that do a good job of that. But sometimes I think that it's good to have an outsider's view, even if it's not as high of a score as I would like to see some of my stuff come out. At least it's giving me something to use to make an improvement going forward, and then trying not to take that personally.
Understand. That's the hard part. Anytime you get critiqued, whether it's on writing or anything, it's hard not to let it get personal, but I guess that's also part of the growth.
Yes, for sure.
Mhm.
Well, it's nice to meet everybody. Thank you for your
You're welcome. Welcome, Denise.
Yeah, normally we barely get done on time at 8:30. I don't really know what happened. I guess we just didn't have a whole lot of
We had
business.
so many people that weren't here that we
Yes.
we
Yeah, that's
lost
it.
a lot of their time talking about their photos.
Right.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Sandy.
Be
Good
safe.
night.
Good night, Sandy.
Good night.
Good night.
Holly, you
Good
have
night, everybody.
everything. Good night, Holly.
Thanks for
you
being
have
here,
everything.
Denise. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I'll wait until everyone's logged off to stop recording.
Yeah. Okay. I think that Victor's probably not going to log off, but when we all hang up, it'll probably just disconnect everything.
Okay.
It's just me and you now, I think. Well, and Bill Riddle.
Okay, so I'm going to stop recording.
Okay,
Good night,
good.
everybody.